Coming up on Mountain News this morning, a man once convicted of a killing in Leslie County family becomes a free man. And a Kentucky university believes a unique course it now offers will become the solution to the increase of cybercrimes in the U.S. and around the world.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
The morning time is just before 6:31 on this Thursday morning. I'm Keaton Hall and Brandon Robinson. How's it looking out there today? Pretty nice, right?
So far, so good, Keaton. We're doing okay, and we're going to continue to do okay today, but you're going to notice one thing is going to change later. More clouds and then rain chances, but it's going to be the warmest day of the week by any means this afternoon.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look and see what's going on across the region this morning. Let's go to the Mountain Parkway. It's light enough now that we can see what's going on up there. It's one of those cameras, there's not a whole lot of lights around it, but once it gets daybreak, we can start to see it a little bit better. 54 up there along the Mountain Parkway and Wolf Powell County line right there near Slade. So again, not a whole lot of traffic up that way. We got some sensors out this morning. Not sure if it's a data glitch or some kind of power outage or whatever it is, but they're clustered together, so it makes me think could be some kind of data glitch. So again, 59 Jackson's the warm spot, 39 in Jonesville the cool spot. So a little bit colder than expected this morning in some areas, but again, we're going to see those temperatures climb pretty quickly as we get into the afternoon hours and the sunshine comes out. Again, I think we get to about 82 later today. Sunset tonight 8:07, sunrise at 7:01. So a lot of daylight there to burn as we head through the rest of the day. But the rain chances are back tonight, late, early tomorrow, and then into the daytime hours tomorrow and through the weekend too. I'll talk more about those coming up here in just a few minutes. Keaton?
All right, thank you, Brandon. A man accused of killing a Leslie County couple and their 3 small children is now a free man. Chris and Amanda Sturgill and their 3 children were murdered 19 years ago in Leslie County. Shortly after their deaths, police arrested Clayton Jackson of London. Jackson was convicted of murdering the 3 kids in 2011. But minimal evidence was present in court that connected him to the murder of Chris and Amanda. However, the verdict was later overturned by the Kentucky Supreme Court. With no retrial in sight, Jackson was released from the Jackson County Detention Center on Monday, but on an ROR bond that says he must come back for any upcoming trials. One person is dead following a 2-car crash in Floyd County. Prestonsburg police did confirm the death, but have not released the name of the victim. The crash happened Wednesday morning on US 23 near the hill where the old Holiday Inn sits. Currently, no other information has been revealed, but we'll update you as soon as we learn more. And a person is dead after a 2-car crash in Pulaski County Tuesday. The crash happened on Kentucky 461. Somerset police say 48-year-old Belinda Ratliff of South Shore in Greenup County crashed into a Honda CR-V after her car crossed the center line. Ratliff was taken to the Lake Cumberland Regional Hospital in Somerset, where she later died. 78-year-old Adina Phillips of Winchester was the driver of the Honda CR-V. Adina and the passenger, 73-year-old Francis Phillips, also of Winchester, were flown to the UK hospital in Lexington for treatment. A woman is dead after she was attacked by a pack of dogs in McCreary County. The incident happened just before 2 a.m. Wednesday morning. Sheriff David Sampson says the attack happened outside a home on Slab Vanover Road, which is just west of Cumberland Falls. Authorities say the dogs did not belong to the woman. 4 of the dogs were captured by deputies, but there are still 2 at large. There are not any charges at this point, but the investigation is ongoing. Banking experts say there has been a 238% increase in financial cybercrime since 2020, and EKU believes it has the solution to the problem through a new course. When the course is complete, students will receive a financial technology and cybercrime certificate. Julia Sandor and photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw talked with one student from Estill County who believes she'll be a part of the solution in securing the state, nation's, and world's financial sector.
We are in a moment in time for this institution where we are going to do some big things.
Those big things for EKU President Dr. David McFadden include a big $1 million donation from Commonwealth Credit Union to help fund a new course on financial technology and cybercrime. A big deal because it's the only course of its kind in the nation.
To create the university's first interdisciplinary certificate that we believe will shape the future of financial services security and aid our law enforcement community in making sure that we protect our financial resources.
Karen Harbin is the president and CEO of Commonwealth Credit Union. She says in recent years, CCU has had to increase its cybersecurity.
So I can't quantify really what we lose, but we do spend a great deal of money hiring professionals to help prevent cybersecurity and protect our members.
Harbin is an EKU alum, and she's looking to hire students like Stevie Neal. Neal is a junior majoring in banking and financial services. She hopes to help fill the more than 168,000 unfilled positions in financial cybersecurity. The 21-year-old is excited to be among the first group of students to help solve those financial cybercrimes.
Financial institutions all around the world are losing millions and millions of dollars a year against cyber attacks, and so we need to learn how to prevent this from happening.
Neal is from Estill County. She says whatever she learns from the new certification, she's going to help her family first.
I think this will be very beneficial to them because my mom actually works in the finance industry, and she's been very interested in this, and I think it'll be very beneficial for her industry in particular.
That was Julia Sandor reporting. The new course starts next fall. President Joe Biden declared a major disaster in Kentucky caused by intense wind in March. The disaster declaration means federal aid is on its way to the Commonwealth. Jeremy Slinker is the director of the Division of Kentucky Emergency Management. He says every county had some sort of damage from the storm. He also says once those damages are validated and each county meets a threshold of damage, then the state will add that county to the request for federal assistance through a federal declaration. Once the threshold's met, federal aid becomes available.
It opens the doors to federal disaster relief, and there's multiple federal programs that are available to help. This particular is the Public Assistance Program, and that means it will help your governments repair their publicly owned buildings and facilities. And a facility can be a building, but it also can be a roadway, can be a bridge, a power company, or any type of public utility that's used, as well as certain nonprofits.
March is by far the month with the most disaster declarations here in Kentucky. Hundreds waited in line for a free Easter meal in Hyman yesterday. The meal was donated and served by Kate's Food Tent, part of the nonprofit Roscoe's Daughter Incorporated. Kate Clemens runs the tent and has since the July flood, serving free meals to hundreds nearly every day of the week. Clemens says she's grown close to many of the people who rely on her free meals.
The flood happened almost 9 months ago, and everyone in line, we've all become one family, and it's just so special that we've spent every holiday together over the last 9 months.
Clemens says she believes the need for Kate's Food Tent is as strong right now as it was when it first began. A Breathitt County nonprofit needs a new location. The Breathitt County Hunger Alliance has temporarily operated out of an old church, but now CEO Patsy Blair says it needs a bigger space to work out of. The nonprofit hosts several giveaways and programs for the community. Blair says the new programs are causing the space to become more crammed.
They bring in a lot of supplies. I have one organization that is wanting to send in 8 to 12 trucks a week of free items to be donated, to be distributed, freely to people that are in need.
With help from organizations like the Society of St. Andrew, the Alliance has been able to launch seed programs to teach people about self-sustainability. Students and staff at Clay County High School recently received exciting news for their choir program. Both the concert and chamber choirs were invited to represent the state of Kentucky in performance at the 2024 D-Day 80th Commemoration Concert in Washington, D.C. The group has already started planning their music and fundraisers. WYMT's Olivia Calfee visited the choir room to learn about what their program is all about and how these students earned an opportunity like this.
1, 2, 3.
These are the voices that will be heard on the 80th anniversary of D-Day in Washington, D.C. next year. Student Bryce Madden says he is thrilled to not only represent the state, but also their hometown, Clay County, Kentucky.
It's an incredible opportunity that honestly, given the area that we're in, Clay County, Kentucky isn't known for its musical departments and its arts. So to be able to get to go do something like this scale too, is really incredible.
And student Kylie Roberts says an opportunity like this is something she never thought was possible.
It's honestly something I never believed I would get to do, just because I never believed that we went from 5 students at the start when we first started, which was just a year ago, to getting to go to Washington, D.C. to represent our whole state.
Choir director Nick Hibbard says his students' passion for music is evident. And they are getting opportunities to sing across the country while still representing where they came from.
I reminded my kids just the other day that Chris Stapleton, an Eastern Kentucky man, was the one that sang the national anthem at the Super Bowl. So what we do here is not in vain. We're investing in the future of music in our country.
But most of all, he says he hopes invitations like this remind people the importance of the arts.
We often forget about our arts department. There's no side players. There's no bench warmers in band. There's no bench warmers in choir. There's none in theater. Everyone who is a part of this is on stage doing something.
Just like it's revealing to one of his students her purpose.
Choir has given me a sense of like identity and confidence that I'd never known before that. And you know, it's what I want to pursue in the future, and I think if it wasn't for Mr. Hibbard and the choir, I would have no idea.
That was Olivia Calfee reporting. Hibbard says they've already started fundraising, and their goal is to raise $40,000 for the trip. He says they're doing fundraisers almost every month so the community can support them. The next one is a Broadway concert on May 11th. Admission is $10.
Just crossed 642 this morning. We're taking a look at downtown Hazard from Triangle Park, starting to light up just a little bit. Here in town, right around 45 degrees. Now, we just got a message on the WYMT Facebook page that I just responded to. The temperature sensor on the bottom is right. Some of the higher elevations there, bottom of your screen, got a little bit warmer overnight and stayed a little bit warmer, but most of our valleys are in the 40s and 50s this morning. So appreciate that message. But again, that's one of the situations where it's pulling from the Jackson sensor, which is the warmest spot in the region right now. And we'll show it to you. 59 there at Jackson, 45 here in Hazard, though. I'm not sure why it's not pulling from the Hazard airport. Maybe we should set up that way generally because we didn't have the Hazard sensor for a long time. 50 there in Moorhead this morning, 44 London, 41 Manchester, 39 though in Jonesville. Some of those sheltered valleys, Southwest Virginia. Look up the road though, 57 in Wise. Look at the contrast between those two sensors there. Just shows you those higher elevations stayed warmer overnight there. A lot of sensors out this morning. Not sure what's going on with them. Out the door forecast, we're going to warm up all of us by the afternoon hours into the low 80s out there. It's going to be one of the warmest days of the week. So make sure you stay hydrated and you stay cool the best you can. Keaton?
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:43. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The U.S. looks to fund the future of COVID-19 research as the country enters a new phase of the pandemic.